Chris Beard and the Longhorns land a transfer from Marcus Carr. This quick reaction video is part of HornSports' Longhorns coverage. We appreciate all of your support. So to begin, the Longhorns have had a big Saturday as they just landed a commitment from Arterio Morris, but now they land a transfer from Marcus Carr, a transfer from Minnesota. Now we're going to go over his stats from the last season here. He had 19.4 points per game, 4.9 assists per game, 4 rebounds per game, 1.3 steals per game, and shot 79.9%. I'll give it 80% from the free throw line. Needless to say, he puts up numbers, and Minnesota really needed that help last year, it got to be stated, but he really carried them in the wins that they had. They didn't win too many games. He might have been transferring because Richard Pitino got fired from Minnesota this offseason, so a good reason to join Chris Beard and his squad. Now, the pros that I have for Carr is that he's a scorer, obviously, 19.4 points per game. You know, it's very difficult at the college basketball level to do that, obviously. But even at the Power 5 level, you got to add a little more difficulty to that. And also what I like is that Carr is an alpha dog. As I said, he led Minnesota last year. They didn't have a great record, but I believe they only had 2 double-digit scorers, and Carr was one of them, and he was the leading scorer on that team. So it really kept them in contention in the games that they were close in. Now the con for Carr is that he's got to improve on his efficiencies. He shot 31% roughly from the three-point line and 38.5% just field goals in general. Now, I believe that the field goal percentages weren't too great because he was having to carry so much of that load for Minnesota, so I believe that with Texas, he should get those numbers to be a little more efficient because he's not going to be the only one that's going to have to be relied upon. But just something to note there. Now, we got to talk about this. Chris Beard has been on the job for a couple of months, and he has landed, guess what, guys? 5 double-digit scorer transfers this offseason. Now I'm going to list them at the top 5 from greatest to least in points per game scored last season. So first, Marcus Carr. I'm telling you guys, this is a big commitment. Marcus Carr at 19.4 points per game. Then number 2, Trey Mitchell from UMass scored 18.8 points per game. Then Timmy Allen at Utah scored 17.2 points per game. Dylan Disu at Vanderbilt scored 15 points per game. Then lastly, Christian Bishop at Creighton scored 11 points per game. So obviously, there's a little bit of depth to this team now. And in addition to the couple of guys, not many guys, but the couple of guys from the Longhorns' previous roster that are returning. So definitely something to watch out for. But also, before the season was going to start and before Beard was hired, it looked like the Longhorns maybe weren't even going to be ranked. They were losing a lot of talent. But now it's pretty legit to ask, will the Longhorns be ranked number 1 in college basketball's preseason rankings? Something to watch out for. I would not be surprised if they are ahead of Gonzaga, but we'll see. What do you guys think about Carr's transfer? Let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.